Happy Sunday. Welcome to Take 5. I'm Carla Salinas. Today, we're getting your summer ready and teaching you some trendy hairstyles. But first, this duo is putting the RGB's name at every Target nationwide. And we're back with the owners of JZD, Jen and Vero. Guys, we were talking off camera, and from partnerships with Target to inspiring Latinas everywhere, you guys are really putting the RGB on a map. So tell us how JZD first got started.
Thank you so much, first of all. So yeah, we started back in 2016 and we started off super duper small. We didn't even have our own website. We only were selling on Etsy. And then we were doing everything out of our apartment.
One-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. Small little place. And then slowly but surely, we started to grow. Once we created the Latina Power shirt in like November of 2016, that's really when we discovered, okay, this is what we want to do with our life. This is where we find meaning. And it was really what was bringing us joy, was to create pieces that would empower our community. And we realized how many people wanted that empowerment.
Yeah, and it was starting conversations. Yeah. You know, it was not just about selling a t-shirt, you were selling a feeling with the t-shirt. So we started seeing it wasn't like we had a lot of people messaging us or anything, because we had 12 shirts for Latina Power. That's how we started. In reality, we were selling 9.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
One was for her, one was for me, and one was for her mom.
Right.
Yeah.
So people started messaging us, and it was like, we feel so empowered, and we were like,
it was starting conversations with other people as well. Like, they were going to coffee shops and they were like, hey, I wore your shirt and somebody came up to me and now we're friends. And like, that was super impactful for us.
Right.
And ever since then, we just decided, okay, this is what we're gonna do moving forward. And we haven't looked back since. And since then, like you were saying, we've launched at Target, we have our own storefront, we have a warehouse space now. So yeah, I mean, it's been in the course of 7 years, but it's been an incredible journey.
Yeah, and that's crazy how much you've really grown. I mean, I've seen celebrities everywhere posting their Latina Power shirts.
Yes, yeah. That has been super fun. We still don't truly believe it sometimes.
I know, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, but it's been incredible. I mean, everybody has been so supportive, and everybody has been so willing to talk about it on socials, knowing how much of an impact that holds in today's world. So it has been incredible for our business to have celebrities and influencers kind of promote that messaging as well, because at the end of the day, the messaging is what's most important. And when people that have such a big platform talk about it, they reach more people. And so that's the most important thing for us.
And lastly, what's your message to Latinas everywhere right now that are so inspired by you guys?
Oh my gosh, I think the most important thing that we always want to portray is that we have to fight for a seat at the table, and always. We deserve a seat at the table. And even though sometimes we might feel like we don't belong in these rooms, we got to take up the space, and we just have to fight for it and be ready.
Well, thank you both so much for joining me today. Research shows music can have a beneficial effect on mental health by creating dopamine. Check out how music therapy in Mercedes is really making music good for the soul.
So many songs with just those notes you just played. Probably like every song ever.
From improving social skills to processing emotions and life experiences, Marisa uses music clinically to address a client's goals and skills.
My name is Marisa De Leon, and I'm a board-certified music therapist and the owner of RGB Music Therapy and Wellness Center.
Marisa and her team will sit with the client one-on-one and play a variety of instruments together, and everyone and anyone can take a part in this unique therapy.
So as music therapists, as recreational therapists, we are qualified to work in a lot of different settings. Music therapy and rec therapy kind of in itself encompasses like a lot of different settings, a lot of different abilities, a lot of different diagnosis. And so age-wise, that can look like anything from NICU to end-of-life hospice care, and kind of everything in between as well. So any age, any ability, we're here and we can do something to help.
Music therapy is more than playing or listening to music.
So normally we would start with some type of assessment or evaluation. We would gather information about your medical history, any other therapies you might be receiving, kind of some of the concerns that you might have either mentally, physically. We can do cognitive goals, emotional goals, psychological goals, neurologic goals, behavioral goals, anything like that that you are looking to work on for your health or your wellness. And then from there, we would create some type of treatment plan to be able to address those goals either through music or through leisure activities.
As a Valley native, Marisa knew it was important to bring this type of therapy to the RGV.
Music can look like, at least in our sessions, music can look like songwriting, maybe to express emotions, to communicate a feeling, to process a life experience. It can also look like listening to music, so bringing in songs that you really enjoy, songs that are have maybe a meaning that you really resonate with, or have lyrics that kind of might express something that you're going through. It can also look like just playing music in itself. So sometimes learning instruments, learning how to play music can help in different ways, like maybe fine motor goals. It can help with cognitive goals. It can help with executive functioning, and that maybe could be like processing. It could be sequencing. It could be focusing attention to task, things like that. Usually anything I say in music therapies will say music for the non-musical goal. So we're using music as our tool to really, as a vehicle to address the goal, to target the goal, but the goals are always outside of the music too.
Marisa and her team are constantly holding events for everyone in the community to take a part in.
Here with us today, we have Jenny, a music therapist, Kaylee, a recreational therapist, and Asael is also with us today. He is a music therapy practicum student who's working towards certification. So we're going to do a little bit of a drum circle just because that's something that we do a lot with the community, and it looks like a lot of different things, but mostly we're all playing music together. This would be something that we would do for health, kind of like for general wellness, maybe stress relief, community, building community. And so we'll be playing music together to kind of express how we're feeling and just to build a sense of community.
For a list of upcoming community events and to book an appointment, head over to rgbmusictherapy.com. Summer is here and styling our hair can be a challenge. Coming up, an expert is here to teach us how to create the perfect blowout at home.
Follow us on social media at take5.krgb.
I don't know about my ladies at home, but it's hard to maintain my hair with this valley heat. But we're showing you how you can be stylish this summer, and here to demonstrate some fun ways to style your hair is Devin Nunez with Maine on Maine. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited.
I'm excited as well. Thank you for having me on this segment. So today we're just going to go in and dive in on how you can achieve some perfect summer looks at home with like salon quality.
I'm so excited. Let's get started.
Let's do this.
So here to demonstrate some really cool ways to get that bouncy look, I have two models here. I have Sandra and Millie here with us today. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with Sandra. Over here, you guys may recognize her from Channel 5 News. Thank you so much for joining us, Sandra. Now let's get started.
We're thinking of doing a nice, soft, tussled, low bun. So we still want to be able to have some framing around the face. That way it kind of gives that very feminine feature framing. And then also just bringing this up and having a very nice, like just a little nice up style here in the back. We're just going to go ahead and section off some nice little pieces here that we can just curl. So we'll go ahead and we'll place our hair tie here at her base. We're going to do two sections here. We're going to do just a nice, what you call a rope braid.
Okay.
So everything gets turned to the right. So you're gonna have your two sections. Both of them are gonna be placed to the right. And once you're twisting these to the right, you wanna go the opposite direction. It's kind of just, we're adding a little bit more texture to this. So we wanna do from here is go ahead and pick that up. So this is an open bobby pin. It's okay where your bobby pins are going. It doesn't have to look so structured.
Right.
We're going in with that effortless look. So here we're gonna go ahead and curl these pieces.
Okay.
Just to give her more of that, like, just a nice piecey, beachy look.
Okay.
That's gonna frame her area here.
Look at that, Sandra. Looking beautiful, ready to go on
Yes.
air. Okay guys, now we've got Millicent in the hot seat. Devin, tell us what we're gonna be doing with Millicent's hair today.
All right, so today a lot of people request us trying to achieve some beachy waves at home. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into how to achieve that. All right, so we're first gonna start off with cutting this section in half here. Now to create something like this, I like to keep the ends on the straighter side. So with this, I first start off, we're gonna rotate this section here and we're gonna twist it around my curling iron. And we're gonna leave about maybe 1 inch to 3 inches out. That way we can still keep her length long without having to compromise any of her length whenever you curl hair. There we have some nice beachy waves.
Okay, Devin, now it's my turn. Tell us what we're gonna be doing today. I'm so excited.
Yes, for sure. So a lot of people have also been requesting a blow dry. So we're gonna give you a very voluminous Texas blowout with that volume and just a very nice, subtle, big curl towards the ends. So what we're gonna go ahead and start doing is sectioning your hair in 5 pieces. So we wanna go ahead and create a horseshoe placement at the top. So from here, we have our 3 sections in the front. We have our crown. We have here towards the area. We're gonna go back in the occipital bone and we're just going to create another section here. All right, so with this part, we're gonna go ahead and use a 2-inch curling iron. So you're kind of just starting with this like coming straight towards like the head. You're not really coming at an angle. It's just more like this, because we are gonna go ahead and put some duckbills on the hair. So we just wanna use our 3-finger method.
Okay, you wrap it around.
Wrapping it in my fingers.
Okay.
It's all about trial and error. You know, the first time it might not be perfect, but you gotta get back up and just try it again, you know?
Wait.
And definitely giving us that nice little
I
blowouted
love
look.
it. Where can we find you, Devin?
You can find me at Main on Main, or if you want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, I am under Devin Lee Styles.
Thank you so much, Devin, for helping us today achieve all of our
Definitely.
looks. I had so much fun hanging out with you. Now, our viewers at home have to try all of these looks on their own. It was so much fun, and I feel beautiful.
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you so much for having me. Tag me in whatever y'all can achieve at home. I would love to see everyone's outcome. I appreciate you for having me on your segment today.
Absolutely. Wondering where you can get a good cup of coffee? This shop is the new buzz in town, and Channel 5 News morning anchor Trey Serna joins us to tell us all about it next. The most visited alpaca farm in Texas is located right here in the RGV. Come check out Alpaquita Farm in Monte Alto with us. Welcome to Alpaquita Ranch. As soon as you arrive to the beautiful fields at Alpaquita, you're met with your friendly tour guide who will introduce you to your very own alpaca bestie for the day. This is Bieber, the fun-loving 1-year-old alpaca who was stuck with me for the day. And as we went around the ranch, we took pictures and really got up close and personal with each other. Owner of Alpaquita Ranch, Giovanni Cardenas, tells us everyone is welcome here for an experience of a lifetime.
There are other farms in Texas, there are other farms in the United States, but none quite allow you to really experience these animals really closely around a beautifully decorated farm the way we do.
Offering wine tastings and charcuterie dining before or after your tour, there's never a dull moment at Alpaquita.
Self-guided portion lasts about 40 minutes, so you get 40 minutes to walk around with Winston around the farm, get to know him, pet him, and then take photos with him. Of course, some alpacas will even let you get close to them. Some will give you kisses. There you go. Would have just captured a really adorable picture there. but you have about 40 minutes with your family to explore. Once you turn in your alpaca, because we do need Winston back after a certain amount of time, he needs to get water, rest, get some shade, but you also get to feed them. So once you are done self-exploring, you and your family get to go feed some of the alpacas in our herd here at Alpaquita Ranch.
Which is exactly what my photographers and I got to do, and it was truly a check off my bucket list. Giovanni tells us he first came up with the Alpaquita Ranch idea after a trip to Peru. He started with only 7 alpacas, but soon he realized the RGV community was falling in love with these majestic animals.
It was free at first. We didn't charge people to come out and check out our animals. We thought it was wonderful that they wanted to come feed them, play with them, show them some attention, walk them. So they would come on over. We would allow them to take an alpaca each person and go explore the farm.
Bring your friends and family for an experience of a lifetime and book your tour at Alpaquita Ranch today.
That style of tour stayed with us since those first few family friends that would come visit us. Now we still allow you to take an alpaca out and explore, but now we do one per group since we found that is a little bit more safe for families. We hope that you all go on our links and make your reservations so you can come meet our alpaquitas out here.
Book your reservation with an alpaca at alpaquitaranch.com or follow their Facebook at Alpaquita Ranch.
I'm here with morning news anchor Trey Sednat. So Trey, I heard that you visited a school bus recently, but it's not a regular school bus.
Yes, that's right. So this bus is a mobile drive-through coffee shop. Check it out. You simply pull up, place your order, and bam, fresh, locally brewed coffee is served straight to your car. Now, Desiree Martinez runs the bus, and she tells me a love for coffee runs in the family. Back in 2017, she started to work for Starbucks, and she was there for about 5 years, and then she ventured off on her own with this idea. She tells me it actually started as a joke with her mom. She saw a bus for sale, and they thought it might make for a cool coffee shop. Well, that joke actually turned into a reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where is this bus located?
Yeah, so it's really easy to find. You can find it at 5208 North Jackson Road in Pharr. The bus is there Monday through Friday, and on weekends they travel to events. So for more information, you can also check them out at their website, coffeebuzzrgv.com, and you can find them on Instagram. And in case you were wondering, Desiree tells me a customer favorite is their roasted hazelnut latte with oat milk. And she gave me, you can have it hot or cold. I had mine cold because I prefer cold coffee. Absolutely delicious.
Right. Getting warmer, so that cold coffee sounds delicious. Make sure that you guys check it out. Trey, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Still ahead, the sun is out and the birds are chirping, and if you're trying to get a closer look at them, you're gonna want to take this note of this DIY. Okay guys, well, a great way to snap a few great photos of birds is by getting them in your very own backyard. And that's exactly what we're doing here with Marisa Oliva. Now you're gonna be teaching us how to make a hummingbird feeder, is that right?
Yes.
All right, let's get started. What should we do?
Sure, so what we're gonna do with the hummingbird feeder, it's very easy. All you need is white granulated sugar. You wanna make sure to use this kind and nothing else, nothing with molasses or organic. It needs to be pure white. And then you want to see if you can use bottled water, spring water. You can use tap water, but you want to make sure it's not too metallic. And all you need is 4 parts water to 1 part sugar. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with water, and we're going to put 4 cups in this big measuring cup here.
Okay, here we go, 4 cups. Now, I love that this is all stuff that we probably already have at home.
Yeah, and it's not too expensive. You can buy commercially made hummingbird feeder nectar. But honestly, you can use white sugar. It's perfectly fine.
Perfect.
And then here we're gonna do, you can use that spoon if you'd like. We're gonna fill this cup. We're gonna use 1 cup of sugar.
1 cup.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit, so you can pour it in or use a spoon if you want. I can help you.
Here we go. Help me. This is teamwork.
Yes, and you know, you make a mess, it's fine. You can clean it up after. Woo! Speaking of which, all right, there we go.
All right, here we go. And we just pour it in.
1 cup water. Now, if you're doing this at home, we recommend that you boil this water so that the sugar mixes in with the water. It also will help protect, if you want to mix it here.
Yeah.
It'll also protect the hummingbirds. You know, you can use a kettle, you can microwave the water, that's fine, but you just want to make sure to have it in hot water, and then you want to take that water and you want to cool it down. You want to cool it down in the fridge. We've made enough here. This is way too much for, especially the beginning, for your hummingbirds at one time. So we've actually made some, and I've done some here where I've already boiled it and cooled it down.
Okay.
And this is enough for maybe two or three times. And what you want to do is, and we can actually pour this once it's mixed, is you can pour it in here.
In there? This
in
one?
there, yes. And so you don't want to fill it up. You want to make sure some of it is going to sit in here. So you want to make sure to fill maybe about halfway.
Okay.
So we're going to let you do that. Don't worry.
All right. Oh,
there we go.
you know what?
It's all right. We can always clean up. And then we're going to go about halfway. You don't want to put too much because it will
halfway?
spoil. Yeah, let's
Right
try there. And then what you're going to do is that this is a little dish that the hummingbird water will sit in. So you put this right in here.
Perfect.
You snap it in and then you screw it on. So I'll let you do that.
Okay. Screwed on.
Yes. And you want to make sure that you have enough water for about 2 days. As it gets warmer, you don't want it out for more than 2 days because it'll spoil. You just turn that upside down. So this is a great hummingbird feeder. You can buy it in your grocery stores, at your nature centers, all throughout the Rio Grande Valley. What's nice about it is it has a red dish, which will attract the hummingbirds and because they like red colors. But the water, we don't want the water to be red. So we don't want any kind of food dye in the water.
Okay, perfect.
Now the other thing is that not only do hummingbirds like the sugar water, so do insects. So one of the things that we can do is that we can put this insect trap and you just fill that with water and that helps prevent ants and other insects from getting into your water.
I can't wait to put this at my house and watch all the birds flock in.
Yeah, you just want to make sure to put this either really close to your window or about 5 feet away because the hummingbirds, you don't want them to hit your window.
Okay.
So that's just one way of keeping them safe. And
Great to
again, you don't want to have the sugar water in, especially if it's really hot more than 2 days. You want to switch it out. You do want to clean the hummingbird feeder. You don't want any kind of mold or growth in there. So you want to make sure to clean it out too.
Thank you so much for joining us, Marisa.
Thank you for having me. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for taking 5 with us this weekend. Join us next weekend as we prepare to celebrate dads this Father's Day. Have a great week, everyone.